And we should be live. Welcome everyone to more Open Source Sunday, because what else do you have to do in this pandemic? Sitting at home and stuff, so coffee and open source. Turns out, subject open source Sunday is the best IMAP client. We are using something else, but I need to migrate for various reasons, and recurring theme, we need to get stuff done, insecure stuff. So it turns, I did some Googling and I did some research some years before. So, and the crazy thing is, the reoccurring, repeating thing here is, how is all the most popular, most used stuff written in C, right? This Dovecot. So somehow, of course, we have a T2 package. I didn't personally use that yet, but maybe I need soon. But it's also crazy, right? I mean, sure, there's probably some Java stuff, or is there already Rust, IMAP server written in Rust? But it's also, the language reoccurringly proven the worst language for string handling, and yet all the server stuff. And because, why string? Because protocols are string, SMTP, IMAP, lots of strings. And obviously emails, even more strings, right? And which language would you use? Of course, not C. Secure IMAP server written in C. Anyway, it turns out somehow we missed some update, not sure why. So let's quickly see what's going on here. Maybe sometimes I don't fix it instantly. Also, this somehow runs forever. How can this? Okay, looks like maybe the sorting, what's going on there, because it for sure doesn't. Also, we probably need odd. Do we have? Because somehow this is probably the new thing that this is of course odd. I think we have. Okay, this actually comes with. Okay, this actually is correct. So maybe it's simply never built for data or AI. Update bot, update that. Let's see what happens. Maybe some patch doesn't apply. Sometimes we have some obsolete and obscure and stuff patches. And or it simply doesn't download at all. Today Vodafone failing stuff not fully recovered. Of course, it's to the office, which. No, it downloads. So Vodafone failing doxes and stuff. It's still not amazing. Since 3 years in previous video of my channel. Probably I can rest this case. Let's maybe quickly. Where would that Dovecot? The reason I always type here, by the way, pro tip with this star wildcard is okay. It doesn't have a patch though, because I could guess it's email, like package email or stuff, but basically this is like YOLO, whatever. Don't care which repository that is in. Dovecot. No idea why data. Maybe I need a better logging job. Probably some amazing 100,000 lines of Java logging framework to log what our AI is doing. This one's LDAP. Does it need, so maybe it needs some explicit disablement. This is a recurring theme. They add new features, right? Every year some major feature, and then it doesn't build without that any. Okay, it's even some. Here's Open LDAP with. Do we have this installed? Open LDAP. So maybe we tried. OpenLD. I sort of should build everything in some reference build. So maybe this was just configuring state of my VM here. So I should not do this best practice. I'm not following my own guideline there. That is a T2 build install there on this Ryzen on my workstation's office, and I should not build everything for testing into this system. That is not, I should actually up my own standards here. And while we wait for that compile, which compiles surprisingly long for Ryzen 5950X, does it's even building, well, although maybe it configures forever. Data had a little bit of an update spree here the other day. So in case you're wondering why do we have this fancy, yeah, I should have done this decades ago. Look at this amazing stuff. Also, lots of this KDE stuff, of course, untested because run dependencies and stuff still need to. It's probably fine. It probably builds in some, but basically what that means is data tried to build it. It didn't just build because random circular dependencies and dependency hell. But yeah, is that not amazing? Imagine recurring theme. I told this 100 times here. It's like, yeah, you wake up and data's like, oh, by the way, I updated all of KDE for you and then some more. And just not Dovecot for some reason. Also, maybe, although to be fair, maybe it didn't build for data for the same reason that it tried to build this with Open LDAP and it wasn't. How can this build so long? This is crazy. Oh, no, it built, yeah, okay, I'm getting a little bit impatient. 1 minute 30, yeah, for me, 1 minute 30 is already long. The last time I looked at this code a year ago, and welcome everyone, I wasn't the most impressed by the C quality. Question from DSA is said, different way to package NPM software in T2. Didn't really look into that. I'm personally not using this, but if you use this, yeah, patch is welcome. I said this on also a couple of dozen times. The last 20 years ago, I tried to do everything, and 20 years ago, open source was so much smaller, less dependencies. Even GNOME were only 50 packages, and KDE maybe 12 or so, plus some internationalization. Nowadays, the open source stuff, so many like logging libraries and stuff, and NPM, also all the Perl, Python, Ruby, and obviously Rust Cargo micro dependencies, so I can't package hundreds and thousands of stuff. If you have any input to that, leave in the comments below. I probably focus on the more important stuff like IMAP servers and soon a microkernel. A little bit lag. Oh, hello. So, this is not fun. Hello. That was Dovecot. So it has already odd stable. So yeah, maybe it simply didn't build for data for the LDAP dependency. So the next thing, also we probably slowed down our changelog was loading here. So no, but yeah, you load your own changelog from your Office server, and that is already too much for Vodafone's failing DOCSIS infrastructure. That wanted to package some new terminal that looked cool. Terminal in NPM? You mean like terminal like Alacrity or retro cool stuff? But yeah, I mean, go ahead, send me patches. Everything welcome. Speaking of which, we have a new issue on GitHub. But so the other thing is, I looked the other day into updating, auto-updating GitLab here, and they loaded asynchronously the stuff here. So actually was looking into, because the problem is usually we or our data with curl and shell scripting loads here those release stuff, and the problem is that these release pages are asynchronously loading data like this GraphQL here, and that would even work, but the problem is that curl obviously only loads the main HTML page here. So I looked into this. So this is generating, also yeah, this is Safari because due to the pandemic and caring for the family more and stuff, not as much in the office right now anymore, as seen in the last days. So excuse, usually 3 years live from my Linux distribution, and then 2021 live from an M1 Apple Silicon 4. But to be fair, Lenovo didn't send me an X13, so yeah, you get what you pay for. Anyway, so they load here, fetches GraphQL. So here's this data that they dynamically render to their release assets here. So the question is, so we have, don't use that every day. I had, how did I, here. By the way, is this the same as, is this slightly, what is it, even nodes? What is the difference here? Release connection, why is this? This is crazy. It looks similar. Tar G set. So we have here 10. So it's loading that twice, or oh no, it's a little bit no, it's quite similar. That is crazy. They somehow load all this shit twice for some inefficient reason. It's like, yeah, 2021 unsuccessful one-man-YouTube distribution analyzes the efficient graph query language stuff or whatever that probably is. For GitLab, previous video, a multi-billion-dollar company who probably does everything amazing. So the question is, I think I copied that from here. The question is, can copy that as curl or either z. It's like, yeah, 2021, and you need to copy this shit out of what? This somehow doesn't look quite, or is it only the URL and okay. This is some global graph, but is it even not that I continue to probably query language, right? Open source data query and manipulation. Yeah, of course it is. Of course I guessed it right. So so the crazy thing is we want to do that automatically. Oh, welcome to the super chat. Thanks for this super chat there. Happy Sunday to all of you. Always love those sponsor contributions here. And so let's see, can we, the problem is, I mean, maybe we can, how does it work here? Referral? Or can we directly, so yeah, why do I do this? I want to automate this, right? I don't, as I just showed here, data updating, other stuff from KDE and GNOME. I don't want to waste you or my or anyone's time to actually, or do we have, actually theoretically this could be updated through Repology, which we also try. Why does that not work, or does it? Anyway, the more different feeds we use, the better. Not everything might be on Repology. And maybe you learn something anyway, especially not to duplicate the queries here like that. Can we have, or does, the question is, does it even, oh wow, that is a little bit, wow. Okay, so that would be the whole, I mean, this is also a nice feature from Safari. Maybe Firefox does it. I'm not a professional web developer, only I know enough web from 20 years that obviously is enough, a lot of stuff, but maybe I don't know. Anyway, I shouldn't say that. So where is my cursor even? So what does it do? Query. Okay, so this query is of course data binary operation name or releases variable parsing. Yeah. I mean, maybe I would hope. Yeah, this is so crazy. Actually, this is all. That's not even that much. Maybe. Actually, maybe we should first check. Yeah, but replicating this in. I should also finish my sentence. Maybe we should first check that this works, and. Before we think more about this. But the problem is, this is not even, because our update checking works more on classic URLs, which this is not. So this is a post request to a global graph query language API. And this is also my frustration with this stuff, right? Stuff used to be so simple and should be so simple, right? In my opinion, to get a list of releases from arbitrary GitLab stuff shouldn't be an GraphQL and thing. And this is also, I'm not even sure if web stuff should be developed like this. So instead of processing the server side, they obviously do this client side, right? And the client needs to interface again to this graph query language thing and pull more data. So basically all this asset stuff is rendered dynamically on your browser side. I find that it's really crazy. Ometh says, try to post the Albert. Yeah, so this URL posting in this YouTube comments is super annoying. Thanks for that. Okay, so that is super helpful. Thanks for that. How did you find this out? Did they document that somewhere, or did you find? So you're saying JSON? No, this gives us indeed something. That is cool. Yeah, thanks for that. So that is of course much more useful than, I mean, everything is possible, right? So the only thing is generating this post request is more difficult if you, again, only because our stuff here works on URLs. If this would be some program like, but even then I would say it's not that easy. If you have like a Java or Rust program, you would need to write dozens, if not hundreds, lines of code to generate that, right? In a way, it's even that is, as crazy it is, right? 2021 is probably easier to replicate that in curl in the shell than writing new C++ Rust code for that. Let's see if that works. So right now, this is so laggy, I don't even know why this is. I mean, I have to be fair to Vodafone, but to be fair to Vodafone, more main channel, right? 3 years of broken internet. I'm rsynching a backup because obviously backups, right? You never know when this Vodafone fails completely, it's our more main channel. But this, I'm running only one. I mean, there is some background load of other stuff, but mainly I'm running one shabby rsync that I even bandwidth limited to one. No, not even to 700, no, to 512, to half an Mbit. I limited that, and you can't even. I have no words anymore. And the rsync I run because I obviously start to migrate stuff to more data center services because going virtual in the office. So update list saying backends, and right now this finds nothing because this is obviously a empty page. So let's see, we would need saying backend, and this is just an example which I noticed the other months didn't get updates. So that is why I'm working with that. And saying, yeah, would be interested, Matthew Smith, how you found this out, documentation or. So this is, we actually, okay, we would need to substitute quite some stuff because we have already releases. So I would say this doesn't make the most sense. Let's see if we have already, this would be check version URL and GitLab. And we have indeed a vcrypt setup is also there. Interesting. And okay, this is GitLab releases. Okay, this hopefully applies to all of them. Actually, you know what, we could. How many changes do we have here? Okay, not the most. So usually I do this in a completely, maybe I should, completely clean tree, but because there's always, even for veterans like me, a chance to have a stupid typo. Does that match that delete in place of all disks? Should probably be fine. Famous last words. So we have crypt setup, shared mime, and graph saying, did I, or maybe I did this manually already, and the other was shared mime and crypt setup security. Basically for this two, probably doing that manually would be faster, but crypt setup, yeah. Okay, Matthew says it was just a guess. Yeah, I do the same. He says diff and patch to other URLs. Yeah, I do the same. Already diff and patch for GitHub. I think it's, yeah. So I guessed that, or I once noticed this somewhere, and since then I use it, and it often works with variants of that. But yeah, thanks for that tip. That is amazing. So then, now we deleted that. That would be Git. Oh, wait a second. Kernel. Oh, wait a second. Git. Oh no, this is GitLab. Why do we have here? Wait a second. Why is this kernel org? Something is also fishy here. Why is this so strange? This URL doesn't match the most. Anyway, good that we deleted that. GitLab something something. So the question would be only because this is a GitLab instance 2.3 desktop that it works for. How many packages that it works for both? It seems like the JSON API does not return a link to the table though. Oh, curl. Good, thanks for checking. We don't need a link though. We at least I think. Wait a second. Oh no, we need a link to because they have this stupid upload hash. Darn. Unless we find similar to SourceForge a non-hashed URL. Yeah, they have linked this. It's probably on. Is it? I should check that. Barley, because. Yeah, so they link that here unless you or someone, or I find a non-hashed. Yeah, that is a little bit annoying unless we use that one, which, okay, this is, if we would use that one, but probably the difference is this here are most likely manual uploads, and those most likely have the maintainer stuff auto-generated, like autoconf stuff. We can generate this, the only problem is this auto-reconf stuff is notoriously error-prone and takes extra time and not embarrassingly parallelizable. Extra time, but stupid slow, old-fashioned, non-threaded, non-multi-threaded, single core time, which is particularly wasteful on modern machines. But I would still argue, if we, I mean, how many GitLabs have we? So because the difference is if we don't use this stupidly hashed URL, then we can auto-update this, and we don't need that. Let's, but long story short, JSON. So slow and lasted. You can drink coffee. So sane. What would be sane? Big one. Yeah. Okay. So the idea was promising, but it doesn't help us the most because. 10 or 32. Here's something. Here is also saying, but this is only the char from the tag, I guess. Yeah, unless we hard code somehow. Yeah, this doesn't. Yeah. Thanks for the tip. It looked promising. It's just not, so yeah, back to the drawing board. But yeah, a good pro tip in general, and recurring theme how a lot of security vulnerabilities are found, randomly guessing URLs and randomly adding extensions that make sense. Where did I even have this somewhere? What is that? Oh, this is grub. I still have grub. Pro tip, having zombie processes in your, so Dovecot or something. Okay, where did I had that here? Maybe darn, did I close that? Maybe I closed it. Where was it? Network? Was it network or sources of, where did I find this? Here, fetches. So yeah, the problem remains, actually maybe we could Google, Matthew found it. That is amazing. I love this growing community of, yeah, I mean, you could probably often make this work with adding spaces. I checked this already for years. I don't have any filters enabled in this YouTube live chat. Maybe we should move to Twitch. So releases are cool. And thanks for that. How did you find that documentation or more random guesswork? API sane. So why is there a space in the sane project? Sane. Oh, this is a slash. Okay. Oh, now this hangs already. I think. Oh man, this doxis is killing me. If I would have too much time and money, I would try to sue Vodafone for this doxis. Really. This is, I have no. Doxis is hanging. Can't make this shit up. Let's go to. We can't. Although we can copy and paste to the serial console here. Where is that? The question is, can we make this a slash, or does it, or maybe it doesn't work because, okay, error for format found, fair enough. So we need to make that. I mean, we can simply translate any slashes to %2f. No big deal. So yeah, that is super promising, amazing stuff. Thanks for that. So then we only need to add a SED expression to those translations for sane big ends. So we would have this, so we would need this to, which did I not copy this correctly? There's an API doc page for the releases that tells you to use the project ID in the URL, and then you have to go on another unlinked page to tell you that the ID is in your encoded name. Amazing, thanks for that. Long overdue. Although not as the last time I wanted to do this was 10 to 15 years overdue, now only some 6 months overdue. We're getting better with this stuff. I wanted to copy that. So basically, this to SED, so we would have, so the problem is this, I mean, maybe first we make this work with GitLab. So this would be substitute, or maybe we can make this work matching any GitLab, because it could be GitLab free desktop or what it was. So substitute, I pressed already a key on the keyboard. Man. GitLab, and then theoretically not Mac keyboard, it is there. Not slash for the first slash, and so this is a little bit of regular expression stuff. Okay, that is that. So we additionally would need, so we need the project name, sane backend backend. So that would be, it's getting a little bit regular expression live on this channel with doxes like nothing better than, how much more time do we have? So slash, so then, yeah, doxes is saying, man, typing a regular expression with this, like so, not slash. Oh, wait a second. This is also why. What have I done here? Yeah, I should. Ah, this is why I have that here. But I don't have. Oh man. So slash we would basically, so we would have multiple of those not not slashes to separate these fields. Probably best with captures. Yeah, I have the feeling I should. Wait, I'm back in a second. I just need to. Don't want to expose too many port knocking and stuff details. So yeah, those backup are things. Let's hope that proves it a little bit, because otherwise we still sit here tomorrow. Yeah, it's still hanging. Darn, this was not. Oh man, why is it, by the way, that... Yeah, I can't work like this. This is ridiculous. Let's start our Linux machine, virtual machine here, so that I have better sorry, console terminal for console equals cdy ama0, I hope, so that I can better copy and paste between Mac OS and nothing like a working. This is so sad. Yeah, but the country where V90 56K or so still qualifies as broadband, what should I say? So by the way, do we need this larger? Probably, huh? Yeah, so much to they work on a fix for this. It's the highest priority. So what's going on here with this URL? That maybe we should paste a new. So let's. Is this all right? So maybe this is not. This is probably through. Oh, you can't. Oh man, everything is difficult today. Problem is here we can't copy and paste easily due to mouse button and stuff. I'm wishing for the day that computing doesn't suck anymore. Yeah. So, I wonder what the neighbors do here now. This is crazy noise. Let's, where was that? That was backend. Can we, you know what, this is actually easy enough to type in there. So SED finally. Grab the URL, GitLab. Alright, even the keyboard layout here sucks. Oh my, come on. Oh, yeah. An Apple keyboard on a Mac with QEMU, with HID. What should I say? This is, oh man, this is no fun anymore. Oh man, you can't type. Oh. How do we redirect this now? This will be really shitty to work with. Everything. Oh man. Okay, let's give those. Yeah, working on a computer is really difficult when either your middle mouse button doesn't virtualize, when your keyboard mapping does not. Yeah, also super amazing idea of Apple having a different keyboard layout, having non-standard H human interface device. Yes, it's everything that can suck does suck. So, sane project. So, back wasting 5 minutes of your time and my time also with my life. So, what we actually wanted to do, back to that. So let's sub here of, so that would be, let's see, we want that and more. Let's, that somehow did not GitLab. Oh, wait a second, also all of GitLab. Why does this not substitute? This should capture. Why does it not? Yeah. That works. So this is sale backends upload. Oh, wait a second. We anyway want. Ah, maybe this was just not the most visible. Oh, wait a second. This actually worked. So what we need more. So basically, we want to capture 2 more of those. So that would be copying this here. So of that. Oops. Want here slash, and then that. Let's make this here with spaces that we better see that. Saying, actually, you know what, we no, this we can do that with manual doing the escape, the hard coding that. So that would be the project and there. So, and here we will have, so finally we're making some progress with this crazy stuff. So that is %2f, and then releases. And here no space, and that was API, so basically 1/API version 4, API version 4, projects. GitLab API version 4 project, same projects, releases. It could work, couldn't it? That looks good. Then let's copy and paste all of this nice download translation to the check version MISC. Check, was it not? No. Where do we have this tool source? No. Check version. Share. So SourceForge, GitHub, GitLab. So anything GitLab with this scheme here. I hope that could work. Let's see. I hope. I think our C++ stuff, which we also need to rewrite, is using the same. I think it's simply running sed on that. Update. So that was same backends. That works. Amazing stuff. Thanks for your contribution. Yeah, this is the cool thing. Why does my phone vibrate so much? So, yeah, so that is super amazing. Let's see. The other thing was, okay, the crypt setup was somehow, I think, bug. We probably copied that wrong, maybe. Also, this is also, and this is also the reason, right? Nobody wants and should hunt all those updates. And I know this is GitLab. Why does it? Oh, this is strange. So they have here. Okay, they have here releases. Okay, there looks like 2, 3. Wait. So this does indeed not work. Why does it? So yeah, it looks they have this in GitLab, but publish. Okay, fair enough. Publish to kernel.org. But why does that not find any? That should work. Why does it not? HTTP crypt setup. Why does it not? Except 236. Why does it not? This is crazy. This should work. Maybe odd stable missing? No, it has odd stable. Okay, this is big. Okay, this probably doesn't work. Okay, now I know why. And this is also attention to detail and actually looking into that, because previously, so that needs manual, because this C++ thing is not reading the desk file like that, and yeah, we need to also modernize and rewrite that, refactor that. But previously there was this GitLab URL, and actually so the GitLab URL prevented that from working. Otherwise with this old-fashioned URL it probably would have worked. Yeah, so that actually works. Yeah, and so for that package we don't need the URL, check version URL, at least not right now, as long as they publish that to Linux kernel.org. And the other was shared mine info. Okay, so this, the problem with that is, so this update we knew some months ago, we tried to update this. The problem with that is that it doesn't cross-build, I think, because of some new dependency or other. Yeah, so we have intentionally, I think this was something like that. I think I updated that and I reverted that because of cross-compiling difficulties. So basically, I could simply, yeah, that is a change. And we should run data, which our shell scripted AI bot, previous videos, which is obviously a little bit boring to do. misc archive, what was it? Not archive, shared. Yeah, regular expression live on this channel. I hope you learned something from that. And this community is also increasingly amazing that the people here not only super chat for an happy Sunday, but also contribute this URL API stuff, which, yeah, reading the document. But also I hope you learn something from using your browser's inspection stuff and resource and query information. Edit, check version, translation for GitHub, GitLab, URLs, oh yeah, URLs. And then we remove, yeah, V90 modem experience. To be fair, to be honest, on a 56 kbit, it was 56 baud, wasn't it, or something? On an otherwise idle V90 modem, analog modem stuff 20 years ago, Secure Shell was snappier than yes, it has some background noise, but seriously, come on. It's a 50 Mbit rated upstream, 500 Mbit downstream, 50 Mbit upstream rated, and that shady DOCSIS experience is all you get from that. More main channel, failing infrastructure. So commit. Actually, I think we can, that would be crypt, setup and shared mine info and sane backend or backends. So actually correct. So that is basically simply removing this check version URLs, which we don't need anymore, which are counterproductive. Removed GitLab. Moved previously not working and now obsolete GitLab. Should we list them? From packages. Previously not working and now obsolete GitLab check version from packages. Probably enough. So that is there, just some double checking. And that probably, so yeah, the benefit is now we run data. So as per usual, so most people watch, now we are done. Someone has been up. That is anything else here? I think that basically was it. I think this Rust C mods we don't need anymore. What was that? Yeah, I think this is. I think I committed that already. Yeah, Rust target. And then, how many packages are this even? GitLab. Oops. Quite some actually. 24 maybe. Yeah, 24. I mean, not yet that many, but it will be more. And yeah, this is probably 1 hour of automation and fixing that for hopefully, yeah, as long as they have this version 4 API, and hopefully if they change this, we can adapt to that. And yeah, another lesson learned and pro tip of automate the heck out of this stuff, because 1 hour well invested into, as I've shown in the beginning of this live stream, in the case of GitHub and other KDE and GNOME stuff, here of data doing that, it's like, yeah, automation. Recurringly amazing. So that's it for this live stream. We also have here some other random stuff as per usual. And yeah, now I start data, and also eventually we can have T2 ISOs built, right? What else was on the to-do? Probably glibc utils. Yep, maybe I should actually make a questionnaire what just for people to vote more. Yeah, I mean, basically we can sit here, yeah, we can sit here all Sunday doing this stuff. But basically I wanted this Dovecot. A recurring theme is I'm not the greatest fan of some names like Dovecot. Yeah, it sounds so. Is it some bird, by the way? Also, for some reason, Google defaults to African for me. I've changed. Although I think if why can this year I literally changed African to English I changed African to detect language like 100 times. Why? With all the AI and big tech and stuff, the simple things, right? Why does it default to African, which I never used in my life, and why can it not remember that I want to detect the language? This is so crazy. Maybe this is some. Is it? Oh yeah, this. But yeah, so I don't like this name. How can people name their name like this? This is crazy, if you ask me. I have no words. Also, yeah, see, we could actually review this code. Do they have some? Because how can people still write stuff in C? I don't understand. I think I looked into that. Oh, they have Lua and stuff, because of course they have. Yeah. Object-oriented like programming with C strings, and I don't know. The crazy thing is there was this Bing IMAP, which is C++, and that's not maintained anymore. Why? Also, yeah, actually, I wanted to delete that, to be honest. Do we really still have that? You know what? Let's delete that live on this channel. We have, that is 1.3 year, not email, mail. Yeah, not to, I deleted so we don't, I mean, this is, we basically could even delete this other package because even that didn't receive updates in like a decade. And the source code, I looked into that like 10 years ago. Is it, so this, is this URL even defunct now? And yeah, C++, and the source code, I mean, the last time I looked was 10 years ago. It didn't look, also, thank you very much. I mean, at least strings, right? Also, yeah, I mean, these files are not the greatest functionality, but if you already work with objects and classes, then why not use lightweight C++? I mean, it's not the most outstanding, but it's also not the worst. And yeah, anyway, what else do we have there? Leave in the comments below, how impressed are you with the state of C, daemons and services. Yeah, Matthew writes GitHub announcement next week. AP version 4 is deprecated. Anyone must use GraphQL. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's delete that because there is no point. I mean, carrying around this Bing IMAP thing, which is already a decade not updated, is one thing, but yeah, we certainly don't need two of those. Bing IMAP. So recurring modernizing, cleaning of stuff here. Removed pretty very much obsolete Bing 12. Like theoretically we could also remove the other, but yeah. We really also this is so crazy. Also, if I look into this Dovecot, it also has too many features, right? If I see their Lua scripting and stuff, it's one thing to write the whole stuff in Lua or Java, hopefully not with Java logging there, but it is client issues. Oh, that is interesting. I thought you get your to list of clients, but it's secure because it's written in a little bit special C variant that makes much more difficult to write security holes accidentally than with most other C-based projects. Yeah, that went well, right? CVEs of very special C variant that is more secure, difficult. Obviously, yeah. I'm not saying that my track record would be amazing, but anyway, with self-reflecting recurrently here on the stuff, I mean, I realized 20 years ago C is not an amazing idea, and we are 20 years later in 2005, and I named my company Exact Code for more exact code, which not the ideal name, not the first choice, but all other domains were taken that we came up with. But we wanted to do more like exact and secure and working code. And 15 years later, people still think C is okay. I don't know. Maybe I should switch to more. I probably, given that those random things, but yeah, basically this is live streaming my work, right? Maybe we need to switch to Dovecot with that amazing security track record for us. Certainly updating the T2 package and also automating the GitLab updates. But I think I urgently, well, not only need to make more popular videos for more video views and more YouTube, but need to bring back my weekly security debriefing because I don't know what else needs to happen for people to write more secure code, and writing in a special little more secure variant of C, I would say also doesn't cut it. So yeah, hope you learned something. Thanks for the super chat and contributions, Matthew, highly appreciated. Very, very little stuff. So I think we definitely will release T2 before Christmas, which will be an amazing release. We also, previous video, we converted Spark to, not only did it work previously, but now it is converted to Grub2 ISOs, which is also pretty amazing, at least feature parity and stuff. The only thing is it wasn't readable, something I could make a dedicated video about. It wasn't readable on some Sparks because of colors, like Ultra 5 and Ultra 10 was completely black. So this is already nothing like custom patching. I'm not sure what other distributions are doing, but it's like, yeah, with color palette. I always misspell that, so to be honest. The T color, probably two T's, probably. U5, U10 are black, on black. So yeah, disable that. For now, it's not the most pretty. It's still, I think, you have this grayish Sun Open firmware, and with that it's readable, but it's, I think, white on black, so it looks a little bit alien, as seen on Discord, but still better than nothing. Still not pretty, still better than black on black, obviously, to operate your bootloader. On other systems it wasn't pretty either, but at least. I think with this patch it's still the same not pretty on the not black on black systems, and at least this is, yeah, readable on all systems hopefully. So yeah, that's it for this video. Let's start data, and I hope you learned something and have a nice Sunday. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon for the next open source fiddling and updates to come.